Also ahead in St. Louis, a pair of MVPs assess a most vexing predicament.
Something's got to be wrong. What do you think it is?
Don't know. If I knew, I'd fix it.
Everybody sees something that's changed, and that's the reason. The reason is we're making mistakes.
Plus, Denver defuses LaDainian's charge.
I seen it like when you was doing it, but I didn't even see where it was going.
Hit your chest?
Yeah.
The Saints slash the Steelers.
Beat a good team, you'll be a good team.
In Buffalo, Drew's crew is sunk by Gannon's cannon. And long-distance dashes by Harrison, Holmes, Dillon, and Lewis. It's all next on Inside the NFL.
What's up, baby?
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you, baby. Coming live from Denver. About to make some magic up in Mile High. It ain't high enough for us, baby. 5-0 where we going yet now.
Beleaguered Bronco quarterback Brian Griese looked to shed some criticism and shred a Charger defense, missing its most valuable player, Junior Seau.
Step up. Let's be proud to be Broncos. Broncos on 3. 1, 2, 3, Broncos!
The ayes have it. Griese received a vote of confidence on his first pass of the day. Ed McCaffrey raced untouched 69 yards for a touchdown, tying him with Rod Smith as the all-time leader in Broncos history for receiving touchdowns with 46. The score gave Denver a 7-0 lead. A week earlier, LaDainian Tomlinson's cutback runs helped him rush for over 200 yards against the Patriots. But the Denver defense stayed in their lanes and held Tomlinson to just 48 yards.
Even up, baby. Even up. Tackle, boys. Bring the leather, boys. Hey, great job, guys. Keep it going. You guys are playing your tails off. You guys are playing your tails off.
You be this close from breaking every time. Always. He always this close from breaking.
Clinton Portis did have a breakout performance in his first NFL start. Portis rushed for over 100 yards, and his touchdown gave the Broncos a 14-0 lead.
Shovel pass forward. Portis is gone. Touchdown, Denver.
Denver did make their share of mistakes, but San Diego was unable to turn them into points. The Chargers couldn't catch a break or a ball to get back in the game.
I seen it like when you was doing it, but I didn't even see where it was going until the last minute. I was
Hit your chest?
Yeah.
It is a perfect snap. Big rush. They blocked the punt.
The resulting safety helped give the Broncos a 19-0 lead by halftime.
The punt's in the end zone. Darren Bennett knocks it out for a safety.
It's one play. All we need is one big play. You get one big play, the whole game's turned around.
All the big plays were made by Denver.
Sets up the screen, look out. Tomlinson 30, 35, 40. A good job as he fumbles the football. He's hit from behind. Does Denver have it? I think they do. Yes, they do.
The point was obvious. Turnovers ruined any chance of a San Diego comeback.
Pushes the throw, so he picked up. And this one is going to the house. Delta O'Neal, 10-5. That is a Denver touchdown.
So Denver will go to 4-1. First loss of the year for the San Diego Chargers, and the Denver Broncos clearly with a better side here today.
Jets quarterback Chad Pennington, making his first NFL start, arrived with great fanfare but received the customary greeting from the opposition. A shaky start had the Jets questioning his and their future. Fortunately, Curtis Martin answered his doubters, doubling his season's rushing total.
Curtis Martin through the line. He's at the 10. Stunner steps 5. End zone. Touchdown.
But the game's dominant performer was the NFL's leading rusher, the Chiefs' Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes splits defenders inside the 5. Touchdown, Kansas City.
The Jets urged Pennington to keep throwing, and thanks to a little luck, he soon found his rhythm. A 12-play, 89-yard drive gave the Jets a 7-point lead with 14 minutes left.
3rd and 12. Here comes a blitz as Pennington drops. Throwing deep right corner in the end zone. The pass. Caught. Santana Moss.
The highest-scoring fourth-quarter team in the league quickly struck back on a pass from Trent Green to Dante Hall.
He makes the catch at the 10-25. Cuts to his left. He will cruise into the end zone for a 60-yard touchdown.
The Jets' defense, up 3 with 2:48 left, failed a game plan for the Chiefs' best weapon.
Here we go. Priest Holmes off left tackle, gets across the 40, has time, throws over the middle. Priest Holmes makes the catch at the 30-yard line. Counter inside handoff, Priest Holmes. He charges up the middle inside the Jet 20 to the 19-yard line.
On the final drive, Holmes had 72 of the 78 yards, including the final 19.
He's got hold to the 15, inside the 10 to the 5. He does! Touchdown, Kansas City!
After losing in San Diego to a smash-mouth offense, the defending champs took another one on the chin. Against the Dolphins' defense that allowed 48 points the previous week, the Patriots gained just 26 yards in the first half.
Brady takes the snap, has the ball taken away by Taylor, and recovered by a Goodway.
Spearheaded by Jason Taylor, the Dolphins reestablished their signature punishing defense. Two early Brady turnovers were converted into 2 Jay Fiedler touchdowns, both spectacular efforts on 3rd and goal. On the first, Fiedler did it all by himself.
His own feet to the 5, trying to go corner, touchdown. Jay Fiedler never gave up.
That is so hot. That is just manufacturing a touchdown.
The second, he got help from receiver Chris Chambers.
Fiedler, deep drop, throws back of the end zone. Oh, yes, sir. Chris Chambers with a fingertip grab.
Brady tried to stage a rally in the second half with 2 touchdown passes to David Patton. But Fiedler and the Dolphins kept the game out of the Patriots' reach.
Play action. Fiedler throws the fade in the corner and is caught. Randy McMichael. That is glorious.
After 12 straight wins, the suddenly inglorious Patriots have a 2-game losing streak.
New England's 2 losses have been to quality teams on the road, but there is reason for concern. The defense has allowed an average of 28 points the past 3 games. Now, last year, in that 9-game streak to ultimately win the Super Bowl championship, the Pats never allowed more than 7.
Hand and strength of arm to become one of the league's best. Last Monday against the Bears, Favre gainfully employed both to prove his greatness is no illusion.
Winds up, rainbows deep down the middle for Trey. Wow! Catch 25-20 to the house. Touchdown! Green Bay Packers, 85 yards.
Favre threw 3 touchdowns and a career-high 287 first-half yards, joining Dan Marino and Warren Moon as the only quarterbacks in NFL history to amass 40,000 passing yards in 166 or fewer starts. Chicago's Jim Miller also pulled 3 touchdown rabbits from his helmet to keep the game close. But midway through the third quarter, Mike Sherman's defense made the Bears' chance for victory disappear for good.
The football and it's intercepted. And running ahead of the field, Kabir buys up the middle. Secretary of the Belmont. No one will catch him. Touchdown.
The win was the Packers' 3rd straight and the 9th in a row in Illinois for Green Bay's Magic Man. To avoid chafing his star receiver, John Gruden finally applied a little Johnson & Johnson as Brad and Keyshawn powdered the Falcons with Tampa's longest offensive play since 1998.
He's got 45-40. It's a touchdown, Tampa Bay. 76 yards, and Keyshawn scores his first touchdown.
Warren Sapp and the Buccaneer defense have irritated opposing players and fans, backing up their taunts by not surrendering a single road touchdown this season.
He's setting. He's in trouble. He's spinning away, and he goes down at the 26-yard line.
He was body slammed. Yeah, he was body slammed.
Michael Vick is hurt.
Michael Vick left the game in the third quarter with a sprained right shoulder, forcing backup Doug Johnson to face a blitzing Bucs unit that even looks fast in still photos.
Doug Johnson at quarter for the injured Michael Vick takes the snap, dropping. Booker almost got it. Oh, ball's in the air. Intercepted. Sapp's got it. He laterals. Touchdown, Derek Brooks. 4 games in a row, the Bucs have scored a defensive touchdown. How about Warren Sapp? Second career pick and the lateral for the TD.
How fast is that defense?
Pretty darn fast. In fact, the only thing quicker might have been Falcon fans trying to beat the post-game traffic. John Fox definitely deserves a pat on the back for Carolina's early season turnaround. After finishing 2001 with the league's worst defense, the 2002 Panthers stand atop the NFL in fewest yards allowed. Last Sunday against Arizona, Carolina's D pushed the Cardinals around for 3.5 quarters, while Rodney Peete in the offense built a 7-point advantage.
Fires downfield. Burks there. Got it. Touchdown, Panthers!
But no lead is safe against fourth quarter comeback specialist Jake Plummer, whose touchdown pass to Freddie Jones tied the score before the Redbirds got the ball back with 86 seconds left.
Plummer has the ball. Back to throw. Pepper's knocked it loose. Plummer gets it back.
He's rolling to the left side. He's going to throw downfield, and it's caught by Jenkins. What a play by the Snake.
That's why you call him Jake the Snake, and that's why he's done this 18 times. Peppers knocks it out of his hands. It goes down on the ground. He picks it up. He's got just enough speed to get outside of him, and then he throws just a lightning bolt down to Marte Jenkins.
With no timeouts remaining, the Cardinals stormed through the thunderstruck Panthers, and Arizona had a chance to continue its surprising start when Bill Gramatica lined up for a 50-yard game-winning field goal.
Snap is good. There's the hole. The kick from Gramatica is up. It has the distance. It's good. The Cardiac Cardinals do it again in Carolina. And for the first time in 11 years, the Cardinals are 3-2.
What up, HBO? Or NFL or whatever it is. Saturday, we out here in San Francisco. We on 4 right now, but it's all about to change here in a minute. Stay tuned. Stick around a while.
While optimism is fine and dandy, in reality, the Kurt Warnerless Rams were a cause for pessimism last Sunday, winless, on the road, and facing the 49ers. While Terrell Owens stayed in bounds on this play, a potential touchdown toss swayed wide right.
Get like a forced out of bounds. I should have just like a more of a pulled you up back padding.
Okay, try to keep it as loose as possible.
We go empty. I can run up.
All right, we go empty. We get you the ball game, but stay loose.
Oh, if we pick this up, we got a touchdown.
Double wing right, nickel 40 slide. Possible smoke throw.
It wasn't smoke, but Jeff Garcia's pass had enough on it to find his hot read, J.J. Stokes.
Rams come after Garcia, unloads quickly. J.J. Stokes got it, 10-5, touchdown, San Francisco. Stokes from Garcia. 13 yards on the hitch route.
The reeling Rams were clearly out of sync. What was once a turbocharged offensive machine had become a sputtering jalopy.
Pedals with the rush again, unloads for Marshall, picked off. Deflected and picked off. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jason Webster, the quarterback. That's a gift right before halftime.
Hey, what I tell you? Huh? What I tell you? I told you that before the game, baby. Huh? Where'd it go?
Garcia continued to be efficient, if not spectacular, throwing for one score while scrambling for another. After 6 straight losses to St. Louis, the Niners completely dominated and steamrolled to victory.
Touchdown, Garrison Hurst. He's making
as are the 49ers.
Nice 80-yard drive. Nice 80-yard drive. That's another 80-yard drive.
The Rams locker room motto, Max Q, now stands for Queasy to the Max. No team has ever started 0-5 and made the playoffs. Meanwhile, the 49ers are feeling optimistic in first place.
Well, making the playoffs now seems unrealistic for a Rams team that began the season odds-on to return to the Super Bowl. Seldom has a team fall.
Hey, beat a good team, you'll be a good team. Hell yeah. You see what I'm saying? Beat a good team, you'll be a good team. We're a good team. Let's go prove it, baby.
Last Sunday, two of the NFL's hottest hands, Drew Bledsoe and Rich Gannon, met in Buffalo. And as expected, they lit up the skies at a blistering pace. Gannon fired the first strike for a 7-0 first quarter lead.
Touchdown, Raiders! Jerry Porter got completely by his lonesome as the Bills again blew the coverage.
All day. All day.
The passing would continue all day as Gannon and Bledsoe combined for nearly 800 yards through the air, and each stayed on pace to break Dan Marino's single-season yardage record. Though the ball rarely stayed on the ground, the Raiders' Charlie Garner made the most of his chances as he rushed for 94 yards on just 8 attempts and raised his season average to nearly 8.5 yards per carry. In the second quarter, Garner set up one touchdown and scored another to give the Raiders a 21-14 lead.
They counter pitch it to Garner, getting wide on wire. 30, 25, 20. He's gone. Touchdown, Raiders. Charlie Garner. Take it to the house.
The Bills stayed with the Raiders score for score. And in the second half that saw 4 lead changes, Buffalo was up 31-28 going into the fourth quarter. The Raiders, however, regained control by turning to the day's most electrifying performer.
Gannon pressured by Newman, steps up, throws down the middle for Garner, got it! He may go 30, 20, foot race, 10, Charlie Garner's into the end zone again! Touchdown, Raiders!
An incredibly well-designed play.
On the play, the Raiders took advantage of the Bills' safeties playing wide to help double cover Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, leaving Garner in a one-on-one mismatch with linebacker London Fletcher.
How many running backs outside of Marshall Faulk can do that for you in the NFL? Incredible!
Trailing by 4, Bledsoe and the Bills had their last serious threat snuffed out by the Raiders' defense.
Bledsoe back to pass. Time now going to be chased out of the pocket. Going to throw on the run. Ball picked off by Buchanan. What an interception. Breaks a tackle 30. Get the block. He may go midfield. He's gone. He is gone. What a play by Philip Buchanan. Touchdown, Raiders.
And that may have just broken the back of the Buffalo Bills.
They like, oh, mommy, want to go home. Let's go, man.
Before going home, the NFL's #1 offense added to its gaudy numbers. The Raiders are now averaging more than 40 points per game and seem to be in full stride as the NFL's lone unbeaten team.
Touchdown, Jerry Rice. And that'll end it. His 198th career touchdown. And his first ever here in Orchard Park, New York.
Granted, it's early and cold weather approaches, but at this rate, Oakland's
played their first game on Texas Stadium's new surface. Coach Dave Campo gave the carpet his stamp of approval, as did his star running back.
Carter gives it to Emmitt Smith, who comes left and has a block, and another from Galloway. Still on his feet, he might score. Smith to the 10. Touchdown, Emmitt Smith. He broke 2 tackles along the way, and Emmitt Smith went 30 for his first score of the year.
They had him dead to rights
about 3 yards. He was going to make the first down, but Emmitt Smith breaks the tackle, does this one on his own.
Emmitt's first score of the year, plus a career-high 262 passing yards from Quincy Carter, kept the game close. But Carter was overshadowed by New York's Kerry Collins, who tossed 3 touchdown passes after throwing for only 1 in 4 previous games. It turned out that every one of the Giants' scores was needed when the Cowboys mounted a late rally that came oh so close to striking pay dirt on that new stadium grass.
Carter back. Good block from Weiland. Deep ball. He's got a man left sideline, and he missed him at the 5. He just missed Antonio Bryant, who had left Ralph Brown back in Nebraska.
Problem is Quincy Carter threw it to Oklahoma, and we play in Irving.
On a hot and steamy Florida day, Mark Brunell and the Jaguars made things sticky for the favored Eagles, who, in the words of famed philosopher Yogi Berra, made too many wrong mistakes. Also having trouble staying upright was Donovan McNabb, as the Jaguars logged a season-high 5 sacks. Brunell, however, rarely felt the heat.
Brunell looking, fires, Brady! Touchdown!
All in all, a stomach-turning performance. Pretty soon, the nauseating abundance of Eagle errors was reaching epidemic proportions.
Back goes McNabb, stepping up, he's looking, he's pumping, he's starting to dash to the left, he's directing traffic, penalty flying down as he throws for Antonio Freeman, who dives and comes up with the football inside the 10, but I think it's coming back, and sure to be a holding call against the Eagles.
The capper was a wave of special teams foul-ups that had coach Andy Reid reaching for the Rolaids.
Bobby Shaw will field it at the 32, looking for room, tries to go up the middle. There he does at the 40-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Shaw's free at the 50. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Bobby Shaw scores and puts the knife in Philadelphia.
In Nashville, all eyes were focused on Steve McNair, and why not? In the first half, the Titans quarterback ran for 1 score and passed for another to give Tennessee the lead at intermission.
McNair takes the snap. Blitz coming. McNair throws. Caught by John Simon. Touchdown! Titans!
But when Washington starter Danny Werfel went down with a shoulder injury, an unlikely new candidate emerged as the afternoon's featured star.
Patrick Ramsey is in the game at quarterback. This is the rookie from Tulane. Spurrier said he won't help us at all this year. He'll help us next year. Well, next year is here for Patrick Ramsey. I hope he's right. Ramsey dropping. Looking short. Instead fades it into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown by Garner. Ramsey back to pass. Looking, steps up, throws it deep into the end zone. Touchdown! Kevin Lockett, nobody within 5 yards of him.
Ramsey didn't have to do all the work by himself. The previously porous Redskins defense sacked McNair 4 times while shutting out the Titans in the second half. The rookie passer was also given a hand with Washington's final score.
Ramsey, quick outlet pass here to the near side to Lockett, who bobbles the ball, now throws it back the other way. He's got Stephen Davis in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington Redskins. When you're hot, you're hot. Right now, the Redskins are hot.
And so is Ramsey, who for now appears to be the team's new quarterback. He'll try to keep the momentum going this week against the Saints.
When Ramsey takes the Redskins' first snap on Sunday, he'll be
not nervous or anything first start, right?
No. Not saying anything to get nervous about. You just gotta go have fun.
You gotta come up big today. Keyword today is execution, baby, execution.
And you could just really right now see Aaron Brooks is a lot more confident. He's getting excellent protection from his offensive line, and you can just tell by the way that Aaron's throwing the ball, he's much more comfortable this week.
So comfortable was Brooks, in fact, that he led the Saints to scores on 7 of their first 8 possessions.
Tailback McAllister, he'll get the call, diving to the goal line. He's in for the touchdown.
McAllister kind of looks like one of them pelicans, you know, when they dive down on a mullet or something.
They can't beat him. They can't beat us. Oh, make something happen.
He ain't trying to get set. He gonna throw a pick.
Oh, he gonna throw it to you. Hey, stay in coverage.
That's the thing. So you gotta go free. But Jake is gonna make it. But it's hard from the gun, man. You gotta make a perfect throw.
Turns out a perfect pass wasn't necessary as Jerome Pathon's nifty grab helped the Saints race to a 13-0 lead. Tommy Maddox, on the other hand, was making his first NFL start since 1992, and the Saints spent much of the day making him miserable, as New Orleans' season total of sacks nearly doubled. Not that Maddox was daunted.
I was thinking just look him off as far as I could.
It's time to go fake 35 slugger.
Make a decision, you got to go.
Eventually, those decisions became good ones.
Protected, throwing into the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown.
If you got protection, man, they can't cover over there, man.
They suck.
Sold up.
Sure enough, Hines Ward's contortions at the goal line brought the Steelers to within 5 points just before the half. But the Saints are undefeated this season when Deuce McAllister breaks the century mark. And with 123 yards last Sunday, the NFC's leading rusher also broke the Steelers' back.
Deuce is loose, and the Saints have a touchdown of 52 yards as McAllister breaks it.
In Cleveland, the light was on, but nobody was home, at least not for the Browns' defense, as the Ravens lit them up en route to a 23-0 lead.
Redmond's going to float a ball for Stokely. He's open, makes the catch at the 5, and tumbles into the end zone for a touchdown.
And he's back to throw. Gets a good block. He's thrown in the end zone. And it is caught. Touchdown, Ravens. What a catch by Brandon Stokely.
In contrast, the Ravens' defense was rapacious as Ray Lewis recorded an interception, 4 tackles, and both forced and recovered a fumble. Though Lewis left the game with a shoulder injury in the third quarter, his teammates followed his cue, continuing his wrecking crew attitude by knocking Tim Couch from the game early in the fourth quarter. While Cleveland could only huddle around the fallen Couch, they rallied behind backup Kelly Holcomb.
Holcomb back, steps up, down the middle, Northcutt's open. He's got it at the 15. He's out of a tackle at a 10. 5, touchdown. What a great move by Northcutt.
We got us a ball game.
Despite trailing by 11 with under a minute to play, Holcomb was unfazed and found his favorite target once more.
So for Northcutt, it's tipped, and he caught the ball. Touchdown.
Hartwell deflected it, went up in the air. Northcutt never broke stride, Tom.
Thanks to a slick onsides kick, Phil Dawson nearly had the Ravens up the creek. But on the game's final play, Holcomb couldn't play the hero.
Throwing in the end zone, incomplete, intercepted. Game is over. The Ravens win it and hang on to a game comeback by Kelly Holcomb.
Jeepers creepers, better check those peepers, because last Sunday the Colts finally got their first rushing touchdown.
Back draw, there's nobody there. Touchdown. The Red Sea's parted and Peyton Manning puts the
Of course, it's hardly miraculous that Indianapolis jumped out to a big early lead against the Bengals, because through their first 4 games, Cincinnati hadn't had a prayer of winning. But after spotting the Colts' 3 touchdowns, the Bengals changed their stride.
40, 35, 30, 25, 20, touchdown, Corey Dillon, and the Bengals are right back in this ballgame.
John Kidna became the Bengals' 3rd different starting quarterback in 3 weeks, doubling the team's season total of touchdown passes to 2. Unfortunately, he also added to Cincinnati's conference-high number of interceptions, leaving Dick LeBeau and the Bengals 0-5.
Cincinnati's woes.